Aloha, everybody. It's so wonderful to be here with candidates from CD2, Congressional District 2, candidates pledged to Bernie Sanders. And the invitation has gone out to all candidates to join us and to participate in this, as well as in submitting write-ups for the candidates' profiles. This is a project that was initiated by the two campaigns, the Bernie Sanders and the Joe Biden campaigns in Hawaii. And a bunch of us, John Bickel and I and Aaron and Rich Halverson, have all sort of volunteered to be a part of opening up the election so that voters who are pledged to particular candidates will have an opportunity to see and hear you and to just learn more about you. And so it's wonderful that you could join us today, and just please relax. This is really, it's actually a wonderful experience to see and hear you. So we're going to introduce people by the last name first, and I will also call names of people who may not be here today but are on the ballot. And I'd like, if possible, John Bickel, would you like to say a few words? John and I both worked together on the presidential primary election, and John is going to continue after this portion of our process in the delegate selection plan. So John has lots to say.
Thank you, Lorna. Thank you all for coming today. I just wanted to say a little bit about what it means to be a delegate to a national convention. I was a delegate in 2016 and 2012. And this year, of course, is going to be quite different because we don't know that there will be much of an in-person convention. But nonetheless, you will be voting for the nominee for president. You will be voting on a platform. You'll be voting on rules. If you get to an actual convention, there's a lot of networking that goes on at a convention that's very exciting. And the other thing that I really want to say to you, and especially because I see a lot of new faces, which is fantastic, I want you to think as you're planning to vote and as you're planning to be a delegate, not just what's going to happen on August 18th, which is the day of the convention, but think about beyond. This is really about party building. And I think this is a fantastic event for you to get to know each other, and hopefully we'll be able to set the foundation for working together in the future. So thank you all. I look forward to hearing each of you in your 3-minute presentations. Go ahead, Lorna.
Mahalo. Okay, well, let's just start. And because her name starts with A, okay, great. And we'll begin with Melody Aduha.
Thank you, Lorna. Thank you, Chair. Aloha, I'm Melody Aduha. I'm a retired attorney and former state senator. In the Democratic Party, I'm on the State Central Committee. I am Oahu County Region 9 Chair for Windward Oahu. I am the State Chair of the Health Committee, in which we advocate for Medicare for all and healthcare reforms. I'm Chair of the Human Environmental Impacts Committee in the Environmental Caucus, where we focus on the Red Hill underground fuel storage tanks and the Pohakaloa training area. This past year, I've been co-chair of the Green New Deal Committee. We developed a legislative package based on Bernie's Resolution 59. We had 33 bills on greenhouse gases, clean air and water, green infrastructure and jobs, resilience, a sustainable environment for all, and promoting justice and equality. As chair of the Health Committee, we continue to advocate for HR 1384, Medicare for All, and we support HB 1462 to self-insure healthcare for state employees and retirees, and to have the state save millions of dollars by directly administering Medicaid. I have coordinated 3 Bernie contingents in the Pride Parade, the Pearl Harbor Day Parade, and the Martin Luther King Jr. Parade and Unity Rally. I registered the Bernie contingents, obtained the vehicles, printed by the help of Hawaii for Bernie and our revolution, among others. We decorated the vehicles, recruited walkers, drivers, signed waivers, gathered tea leaves, and accommodated live musicians. I've also provided supplies for the Unity Rally, including flyers, voter registration and enrollment forms, and tables and chairs. Bernie Sanders by securing its venue, providing notices and invitations, preparing flyers, handouts, voter registration and party enrollment forms, and producing Bernie campaign t-shirts. We printed thousands of postcards for the 3 parades, held voter registration drives, canvassed at shopping malls and neighborhoods, and distributed campaign t-shirts. We saved them high in the dark before sunrise and in the afternoons in Kaneohe. Of course, this was all pre-lockdown. Okay. I have been participating in the weekly progressive telephone strategy calls for over a year. The Green New Deal has been a pivotal experience for me. Let me carry on the work of Bernie Sanders by being one of your delegates in the National Convention. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mahalo, mahalo. Mahalo, Melody. Okay, let's go on. I see Janice Bond. Janice? She disappeared.
Oh.
Aloha, Janice. Can we come back to Janice? Hi, Janice. Oh,
Hi.
good.
Okay,
Good.
I am muted.
Okay, good. Aloha.
Aloha. My name is Janice Bond, and I am pledging to Bernie Sanders. I live in Congressional District 2 on Kauai. I have been donating to Bernie Sanders for a long time, but I started the Kauai campaign, inviting people to a session at Regency at Puakea and having people organized. And I was the Kauai Democratic Party District 15 chair for 4 terms. So this gave me kind of an in to rally support. I've been very active with the Democratic Party, was even invited to President Obama's inauguration, which I attended in 2013. I started the Kauai Women's Caucus and the Kauai Young Democrats in 2006. And I was the Hawaii presidential elector in 2016. Prior to that, I was a past Hawaii second alternate presidential elector in 2012. I want to be a delegate for Bernie Sanders to represent the people in Congressional 2 in 2020 to integrate progressive policies into the DNC platform. I was elected female delegate to the Democratic Party 2020 convention for District 15 for Kauai. My contact information didn't get on the site, so my email is janbond007@me.com, and my phone number is 808-639-9201. I've also hosted the Democratic Party booth at the Kauai County Fair for many years. I have attended several conventions as well as other phone calls and different things throughout the state. So I really wish to get your vote to be a candidate to be a member for the DNC 2020. Thank you so much.
Mahalo, mahalo. Okay, next is Raymond Catania.
Catania.
Aloha.
How's it? Can you guys
Raymond!
hear me? You guys can hear me?
Raymond!
How's it?
We can hear
You
you,
guys can
yes.
hear? Okay. My name is Raymond Catania. I've been an activist my whole life in the labor movement and social justice movement. And I got firsthand experience working with working class people. I think that's my strength. I was working on the Bernie campaign here in Kauai 2016, 2018. Let me see now. On the last convention we had at the Democratic Party at Waikoloa, I was working on the platform committee, working with Margaret Wheelie from the Big Island, and my good friend Melody Aduha. And this is where we push for Medicare for all, minimum wage of 15 bucks an hour at least, and what do you call that now? Free public college for the young people. So these kinds of issues, I think that Bernie has can really reach the working people. Um, I've been in organized pretty much, and I've worked with farmers, I've worked with immigrants, I've worked with union workers. Right now, I'm a delegate, not delegate. I am a member of the Democratic Party Labor Caucus, and here on Kauai, I'm Kauai's representative, and I take every opportunity to inform workers on the issues. Like, for example, if Local 5 is on strike, or the firemen are facing cuts in their pensions, or what do you call that now? Workers are trying to organize a union here on Kauai. I always come out and support them. I think it's my responsibility to do so. And the thing is that we need contact among the working class. And one of the key things to me that Bernie says in almost every speech, he talks about blacks, he talks about Latinos, he talks about Asian Americans, he talks about Native Americans, he talks about the various genders. To me, that's important because we have to build a united front of the working class to take on the 1%. We're not going to win unless we take on, unless we get a united across racial lines. Like here in Kauai yesterday, we had the Black Lives Matter demonstration. And this is the first time I've seen 70%, it was almost 1,000 people, 70% of the people that participated were people of color and millennials. And in particular, a lot of young people, a lot of women. And so the thing is that what I want to do is I want to make the party responsible to fight for the working class. And I see that the working class should be the party's firewall, you know, and I intend to do that. I intend to organize students at the college here, register them to vote so that we can get Trump out of office. So brothers and sisters, I hope I get inside because I think we need local working class folks, you know. So, okay, I'm going to stop right now. Thank you. I power ready. All right.
Okay, no, you're terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, mahalo. Okay, is Jason Craig Eno here in the room? Jason? No? Then Kehalani? Is Kehalani? Fanene? No? Sarah Friedman. Hi, Sarah. Aloha.
Aloha, everyone. I'm Sarah Friedman, and I humbly ask for your vote for me to be a delegate for Bernie Sanders to represent the people of Hawaii and CD2. And first of all, Black Lives Matter. Also, I'm passionate about integrating progressive policies into the official DNC platform. A little bit about my background. My family immigrated from Egypt. I'm the only person in my entire family born in the United States. Born and raised in Oregon, went to Oregon State University, attended law school in LA, specialized in intellectual property and media law. I've been working from home as an attorney and business consultant since like 2014, and I have a virtual law firm that gives me a lot of flexibility to live all over the world, and as long as I have an internet connection, and that allows me time to volunteer in my community. Since I moved to Big Island in 2017, I volunteered for local nonprofit organizations. I served on the executive board of the Aloha Theater, volunteered with Kona Historical Society and Blue Zones Hawaii as a chef demonstrator. I also help organize local Democratic candidate events. I've lobbied legislative bills. I helped with the Young Democrats, and I co-created a Coffee with a Candidate series that we started last summer here on Big Island. Last year, I moved to Hilo to work for Senator Kaikahele to be his statewide campaign headquarters office manager for his congressional campaign, and I had to wear all the hats, many hats. I basically did whatever needed to be done. Auntie nanny to his beautiful kids, designed the merch, organized all the shirts, managing the volunteer coordination, drafting social media posts, and being grassroots field organizer, and just getting to know the community here in Hawaii. Just, you know, I'm so proud that you know, he's slated to become our next congressional representative of CD2, and I played a huge part in helping him win that seat. So currently I'm the Assistant Secretary of the Hawaii County Democratic Party, serve as the chair of the Communications Committee, and I'm one of the admins on the Facebook page. At the March 4th meeting, I was voted to be one of the district and precinct chairs from Hilo, District 2, Precinct 2. And, you know, I was having a lot of fun volunteering for the county and state convention planning committees. And I'm so disappointed that we can't meet in person together this year because of COVID-19. And, you know, and I was also excited to be a delegate to advocate for Bernie Sanders. And I just want to know, you know, that everyone, as a delegate, I will ensure to bring his progressive policies to the floor at the DNC. And you know, in addition to universal health care, I'm a huge advocate for student loan forgiveness, tuition-free colleges and trade schools. And I am a big advocate for the Green New Deal. I love all the work that Melody has been doing for Green New Deal in Hawaii as well. You know, we need to protect our environment. You know, we have a very agricultural based economy, and I believe in doing the best that we can for Hawaii. So thank you so much.
Mahalo, Sarah.
Mahalo.
Okay, aloha, Paul Holcomb.
Aloha. Hi, I'm running as a delegate for Bernie Sanders. In addition to some of the work that I've been doing with the state party here, I've been working on the PPP committee from the beginning to make sure that the process went smoothly and Bernie Sanders got as many votes as possible, and the database committee to ensure that everyone that was listed as a member was included and got information about the best way to vote. And but what I would really want to do is say thank you to everybody really that's listening to this call. Working with lists of people can be a little bit depersonalizing, but seeing all these different people make calls and texts and all the work that they've done to try to get the message out about Bernie Sanders has been extremely rewarding to see. And I'm glad that so many people that I worked with in the past have shown up and continue to be delegates in this process, and it makes me very excited. I also have to say a big thank you to Bernie Sanders himself, because I worked for several years at the national level in politics as a technical person and behind the scenes. In fact, I'm not usually a person that gets on camera at all, which might be obvious today. But one of the things that happened in 2016 was I saw this overwhelming amount of excitement and support and passionate speeches, and it gave me something that I hadn't had in the Democratic Party for a while, which was hope about something that could change. And we're really in a different place than I think any of us thought we were going to be, both for the number of people we're electing today, which is representative of course, how Bernie Sanders did in the state versus the last time. But more importantly, all of the plans that he's been talking about have never been more critical, from the diseases related to global warming and the income inequality. And I just want to continue what I've been doing in an official sense for Bernie Sanders and to continue moving the progressive movement forward. I have some additional information that I sent out an email about some of the backgrounds and some of the work that I've been doing, but I think I'll just leave it at that. So please consider voting for me for Bernie Sanders National Delegate and the 2nd Congressional District. Mahalo.
Thank you, mahalo, Paul. Is Shaylin here? Shaylin Kaopua? No? Tim Lara was going to join us, but he had something else. I guess he couldn't make it yet. He may join us at the end.
Hi, Lorna.
Yes?
We've had another call in. I don't know who it is. Is it possible one of the candidates is calling in?
Okay.
Let me just unmute the most recent caller and say hello.
Okay.
Hi, if you're calling in, you just called in. Could you identify yourself, please? Hello? If you just called in? Okay, maybe they're not able to hear us.
Okay,
All right, sorry.
no problem. Thank you. Roxanne Lawson? Roxanne Lawson? John Miller? No, John Miller? Jill Christie Morato? Jill? Where's Dave Molinek? Did he leave? Dave? I thought he was here.
Dave, yeah, I think
I'm here.
Where are you?
We can't
All
see
right.
you.
There I am.
There you are.
It says,
Hi, Dave.
it says Sherry because I'm using
Oh,
Sherry's.
Okay. Hi, Dave. Hello.
Sherry's my other name, my alter ego.
Okay.
That's my superhero name.
Aloha, Dave. You're on.
Aloha. Oh, I'm on. Okay. Aloha. My name is Dave Molinix. I've been a grassroots organizer for, oh my God, it's been like 50 years. I first got inspired by Martin Luther King and marched for civil rights, and then joined the anti-war movement, and have been involved in just about every grassroots movement since. For a career, I worked for nonprofits. I was the first executive director for Habitat for Humanity here in Hawaii, building houses for the homeless. Worked for the Red Cross here, doing everything I could for emergency things that would happen, like the volcano eruptions, etc. I worked for Bishop Museum, raising money for them for science education for students. I worked for Honolulu Theater for Youth, raising money for take drum education to the kids on the neighbor islands who can't get theater, etc. And the One Coast Comprehensive Health Center, I raised money to build their new emergency room and to take dentists into the schools to provide dental work for the kids in Waianae. They have the worst dental I think in the country, and so we actually took the dentist into the schools. I was one of the original organizers for the Bernie campaign here in 2016, myself and Bardane, and there are other folks. And also in 2020, and both times have been statewide coordinating, trying to get all the groups working together for Bernie, and also co-founder of 350 Hawaii. We've got like 6,000 members for that, and have worked very hard to get legislation passed through our legislature. I was one of the founders of Our Revolution here in Hawaii. I think we have 5,000 members there, and we work on all the things in Bernie's platform to try to get through our legislature or city council, healthcare for all. Working with Melody Aduha and Dennis Miller on passing Medicare for all. So I think the bottom line is that Bernie is like me. We've been around for a while, and Bernie for me is not exactly a mentor or a leader. Bernie's a brother. We've both been doing this for a very, very long time. And I think everybody has to remember that we have a government that is designed to be of, by, and for the people. And that is my main goal, to get as many people involved in the political process as possible. And I encourage you to register to vote in this 2016. If we had just gotten every millennial to register to vote and to vote, we would have Bernie Sanders as president today. And that's how important it is to get people involved and to get them to register to vote. So, this political process has to do with that it's participatory. And if you don't participate, then we get guys like Donald Trump. And so participation is what it's all about. And I encourage you all to join in and become part of the process. Mahalo nui loa.
Mahalo, Dave. Nadine Newlight.
Lorna, we can continue with Nadine, but we also have a candidate calling in my phone.
Okay.
So it's Natalia Hussie Burdick. Do you want to go back to order, or you want to do add her at the end?
Okay. No, well, we have Nadine here, so why don't we do Nadine and then go to Natalia.
Okay, there's a couple of callers, so I'm going to unmute and ask. Hi, is this Nadine?
Yes, Naya.
Oh,
Everyone calls me Naya.
oh, wait.
Naya.
My license.
So wait, okay, I got a message that someone was on the phone calling in.
Oh,
Are you,
no, I'm not Burdick.
okay, so we have another Nadine, sorry, another Natalia calling in. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Hold on a second, please. Hi, is this Natalia? Are you there?
This is Natalia, but
Great.
Naya can go first.
Great. Well, we have you ready to go. So are you ready?
Okay, then Natalia, can you?
Okay, are you sure? I'm sorry.
Okay, no, go ahead. Is that okay, Naya?
All right.
Okay.
And Natalia, this is Aaron speaking right now. You have a total of 3 minutes to speak. So at 2.5 minutes, I will just say beep or something like that to let you know.
Okay. I probably won't take that long.
Great.
I'm Natalia Hussie Burdick. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I think we can.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I have not the greatest reception here, which is why I called in instead of videoing in.
Oh,
sorry about that.
Natalia.
I'm sorry.
They're recording this. You can show your face, and they're gonna use it later. Just let you know.
Oh, no, I can't show my face. I called in with the phone, a good old-fashioned phone. It's an honor to be here amongst all of you amazing people. As I'm listening to your rap sheets, especially Uncle Dave, listing things that I didn't even know about. I just feel so lucky to have worked with a lot of you in the past, and I'm so inspired by everybody's really mutual vision on how to make Hawaii and our whole world really better for the future. If you don't know me, I ran for State House in 2018, unsuccessfully, but I work at the legislature with an amazing woman named Rep. Tina Wildberger. My dad my kind of infamous dad, Alan Burdick, brought me in to the party, and I kind of started getting involved around 2014. He brought me to a county convention, and I fell in love with the weird courtroom style drama. I'm really into it. And so since then, I've been getting involved with the party. I'm assistant secretary now. I have served as region chair, district chair, a bunch of other levels. And I'm basically driven because I see the organization as it happens. I mean, some of these resolutions and stuff, we can win or lose with as little as a single vote. And so the party can really only be as progressive as the people who continue to show up and who continue to organize. And I just want to let everybody know that I'm in it for the long haul, and I humbly ask for your vote.
Mahalo, Natalia. Thank you so much. Glad you could join us. Okay, and so aloha, Naya.
Aloha. Oh, I was told to move closer when I speak. Okay. I will be extemporaneous. I absolutely love Bernie Sanders. I will do everything in my power to make sure that his policies are put forward in any way, shape, or form at any time. I would be delighted to represent you at the convention. A little bit about myself. I'm very, very, very old, so I have lots and lots and lots of experience. I've come from New York, but I'm nice. I was a teacher there of science for 7 years, and I'm old enough to have been not only at the first Be-In, yes I was, my interviews on CBS TV, but I also was on the first March on Washington with mostly everybody from the school in which I taught, because we were all vehement lefties. Then I moved to Europe. I lived in Europe for 9 years, where I had a fashion business in Paris. And I've actually lived all over the world. I lived in Asia for 10 years. I had a food business in Hong Kong. I lived in South America for 3 years, where I taught meditation and martial arts in Chile. And I was an international tour manager for 14 years, traveling all over the world. I've been on Maui for 20 years. Maui is my home, the best place on the planet and the best state in the world. And I'm a retired principal. I was a principal for 6 years in Wailuku. And since I moved to Maui, I have been very, very active in politics and also in the environment. I was an officer in GMO-free Maui and in the statewide GMO-free coalition for 8 years. I brought Code Pink Women for Peace to Maui. We had 150 members back in the day. We marched in the Makawao Parade for 5 years. I was the chair of the Maui County Committee on the Status of Women for 5 years, et cetera, et cetera. I even went to the convention in Denver in '08 with Code Pink for Peace to protest to make sure that we had peace on the ballot. So I'm pretty experienced in politics. I've been a progressive all my life. I've been voting nonstop, no matter where I lived. I never missed a vote. Since I came of age, which I won't even tell you what year that was. You had to be 21 back then, that's all I want to say. And I just love volunteering. I love people. I'm very outspoken. Now I'm a full-time student. I'm going for my doctorate in women's studies. So that's amazing. And I also work full-time as the East Maui coordinator for the census. 2 full-time jobs, it's nothing. And I have a lot of energy. I'm in perfect health, even though I'm so ancient. Oh, 30 more seconds. Okay, so the only other thing I want to say is I think all of the candidates are incredibly qualified. I'm happy with whoever represents us, and I'm ecstatic if I represent us. And the most important thing is that the policies of Bernie get carried forward to Milwaukee, or virtually, if that's how it shakes out, so that they are seen on a national scale. Can you imagine what our lives would be like if Bernie were president now? I don't want to say anything else. Thank you for listening.
Mahalo, Naya. Okay, we are gonna go on. Is John Scherer here in the room? Or Julie Scherer? Well, they're candidates. And Vivian Sue Tallner? No? I thought I saw Evan Weber. Is Evan here? I thought I saw him.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. There you go. Hi, Evan.
Hey.
Aloha.
Aloha, kako. Should I go? Yeah? Great. Great. Aloha, everybody. My name is Evan Weber, and I am 28 years old, and I'm really excited to be here with all of you and excited to be running as a delegate for Bernie Sanders at the 2020 National Convention. I believe that I'm uniquely positioned to represent our islands, our district, Hawaii's second, and our progressive values, and get real reforms in the Democratic Party on the national stage because of my national political experience and connections and my local organizing successes. So a bit about me, I am one of the co-founders and the national political director of the Sunrise Movement, which for those of you who don't know, is the youth climate movement that is most responsible for making the Green New Deal that everybody has been talking about a household name, and really helped to make climate change a top priority in this Democratic presidential primary this year. We were also one of Bernie Sanders' most prominent national grassroots endorsers, and one of the organizations that Bernie has said is now carrying on his movement. So maybe some of you all didn't know that Kailua Boy was behind all of that, but just one of many in the movement. Yeah, through my work on the Bernie Sanders campaign this cycle, I had the honor and privilege of serving as a national surrogate for the campaign and got to travel all around the country and really see how the values that I was raised with in Hawaii's 2nd District are really something that a lot of people share from Iowa to New Hampshire and many other states around the country, and got to talk about why we need a political revolution to really save our planet and save the place that we call home from the threat of climate change. So I also have significant organizing experience in Hawaii as well as on the national stage. You may be familiar with our work to to take on Alexander and Baldwin in Kailua, where we were able to get them to save the Polly Lanes bowling alley. I was the person who launched that campaign, and which was ultimately successful. We still are fighting A and B, so the work is not over. But yeah, just to close out, I like to take on David versus Goliath battles, and that's certainly what the Bernie movement will be facing at the Democratic National Convention. And yeah, I know that without a shadow of the doubt, I would be able to well represent our values in Hawaii's second on the national stage, because that is what I've been doing all year. And as a young person, I really feel like I am the future of the Hawaii Democratic Party, and I'd be honored to represent you all there.
Wonderful. Thank you. Mahalo, Evan.
Mahalo.
And this is, I think, unless I've missed someone, and please speak up if I have missed someone, but I think this is the list for so far of the candidates for national delegates. So I'd like to turn it over again to John Bickle, who's going to tell us where we go from here.
Before you do that, Lorna, I'm going to go ahead and unmute the people who are calling in case they want to ask a question in the rest of the session. Is that okay? So
Okay.
I'm unmuting all the people calling in by regular phone.
Okay. John?
Thank you all for participating in this. Thank you for putting yourself out there as candidates to be national delegate. I think it's very exciting that we have this great selection of young people and a diversity of ages and ethnicities and experiences to bring to the national convention. I think all of you would do a great job. I just wanted to let you know what steps happen next. People who are eligible to vote for you have already gotten their ballot as of midnight on Thursday/Friday morning. They're due by tomorrow, Monday. They will be counted on Tuesday. The results will be announced on Tuesday. After they announce the results, there will be a state central committee meeting on Saturday the 13th. That central committee meeting will first choose the pleos, which are party elected officials. The top people in the party are elected officials. We have 3 of those for the state of Hawaii. One of those will be a Bernie delegate, and that will be somebody who is, again, somebody in a state-to-state office or elected official. So probably none of you are eligible for that. If you are, you had to put in your paperwork. They will also choose the at-large, and I expect a lot of you have already put in your paperwork for both being a district delegate and an at-large. If you've not, sorry, it's too late to do so, but if you have, the Central Committee on Saturday the 13th will choose those. We have 6 of those to choose, and 2 of those will be Bernie delegates. So Bernie will get 3 more delegates after the choices will be made on this Tuesday. And of course, after that, we will then have a meeting of those who are, I don't know if it'll be us, but those who are delegates to the National Convention will meet to choose the chair of the delegation. Traditionally, by the way, the chair has been the governor of the state, if the governor is a Democrat, but we'll see what happens. The delegates choose their chair, as well as possible choice of a page for the delegation. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with the actual convention in August, to what extent it will be virtual and to what extent it will be in person, but we'll look out for more information for that. But I thank you for all your commitment to the Democratic Party and look forward to working with you as we go forward. Back to you, Lorna.
Thank you, John. And John mentioned the ballot issue, and there are, I think, some folks who have had difficulty finding their ballot because it's maybe lost somewhere. There is a hotline which I sent out, a hotline number that I sent out, I think yesterday, and I'll just give it to you right now. It's 888-317-1906. It is the 888-317-1906. It is a line that people can call and just leave a message and they'll call you right back. We've had several folks who have said that they just can't find their ballot. But if they if they have been elected as a voting delegate, and if they have filled out their pledge form to Bernie or to Biden, that they should be able to vote. So please spread that number, and any kind of clarification will they can have. I also wanted to let you know that we were going to do this yesterday, but made the decision to hold it because of the Black Lives Matter March, and I'm really glad that we made that decision. So, and that all of us could be here today because it was an important march to have. So I also want to tell you that I said this before, that this whole project was enabled by an agreement by Bart Dame of the Sanders campaign and Tyler Dos Santos Tam of the Biden campaign, coming together to say, because we don't have an in-person convention, this will be a good way for people to get to know each other. And I think that one of the things that's happened beyond just kind of the people who are voting getting to know the candidates is that we're beginning to see, and this is the second session that we've had, we're beginning to see emerging, correct me if I'm wrong, John, I think we are, seeing emerging here a real group of very passionate leaders. And I hope that you will continue on in the party and have your voices heard and continue to lead in the way that you have been leading, and continue your good work, because it's wonderful that you have stepped up and volunteered to run as delegate candidates. I also want to thank our Zoom team, Karen Degner, Rich Halverson, Aaron Iskar, Joe Francher, who stepped up. No one's a professional here. We all got the Zoom account and figured out how to use it in the past week. So mahalo to you. Also to Win Vong of Young Democrats of Hawaii, who did the candidate profiles, and Lynn Hiakumoto for her help in spreading all the communications around to people. And a very, very special mahalo to you, the candidates, for stepping up and volunteering to do this. And good luck to you all. And we wish you well, and thank you for participating.
And so, Lorna, if it's okay, the meeting can stay open we'll stop recording now, and the meeting can stay open if people want to chat like they would after a normal meeting. Is that all right, Lorna?
Yes, please.
I'll go ahead and stop the recording now.